The federal government has directed civil servants who have not been going to work since March this year, when the lockdown was declared, to curtail the spread of the COVID-19 to resume for work come Monday, October 19th. The chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Boss Mustafa, and the National Coordinator, Sani Aliyu, disclosed this at the press briefing of the task force on Thursday. It also directed ministries, departments and agencies to ensure that they alternate the days the civil servants will be at work in order to ensure physical distancing. Similarly, the federal government of Nigeria has lifted the suspension of football and all other contact sports in the country with effect from Monday, October 19th. The National Coordinator of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Dr. Sani Aliyu, said the federal government had decided to ease the restrictions on sporting activities. He said the decision was arrived at after consultation with the Sports Ministry and the National Center for Disease Control. Aliyu, however, announced that the games will take place behind closed doors. The federal government has approved the reopening of all camps where the National Youth Service Corps orientation exercise will hold on 10th of November 2020. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, made this known in a tweet on Thursday morning. He said the resumption of the NYSC orientation camp for prospective youth corps members has been approved and opens on November 10th, 2020 with full enforcement of COVID-19 protocols. The Benin Zonal Command of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, says the agency's fight against human trafficking is yielding results as a state high court in Benin City on Thursday, presided over by Honorable Justice Irama, convicted two persons, Juliana Uzebe and her son Elise Uzebe, to 5 years in prison with an option of 1 million naira fine each for the convict for trafficking a lady to Italy in Europe. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP Benin Zonal Commander Ijoma Udwak, while speaking with journalists on Thursday, said the agency has fulfilled one of its mandates, which is prosecution. She noted that the two convicts pleaded guilty to the crime, saying the young lady was deceived from Benin City where she was taken to Italy. The Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Honorable Marcus Onobun, has congratulated the Edo State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Honorable Tony Azegbemi, for the outcome of the September 19th governorship election, which turned out victorious for the party. The Speaker conveyed his message of congratulations on Thursday when 7 members of the PDP visited the State Secretariat of the party on a thank-you visit. Speaking on behalf of the State Executive Working Committee present at the meeting, the State Chairman of the PDP, Honorable Tony Azegbemi, said he is interested in what happens in the State Assembly as he believes in the doctrine of the separation of powers. He, however, craved for a cordial relationship between all arms of government in Edo State. The All Progressives Congress governorship candidate in the last election in Edo State, Pastor Osayi Izeyamu, who is being prosecuted for alleged 700 million naira fraud, has challenged the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court, Edo State. As in the resumption of trial on Thursday, however, Izeyamu's lawyer, Charles Edosonwa-San, informed the court that he had filed a motion challenging his jurisdiction on the grounds that the charges filed against the defendants are based on election matters. However, the prosecuting counsel, Francis Jebo, countered the argument with the submission that the information before the court is a money laundering charge for which the Federal High Court has exclusive jurisdiction. After listening to both counsels, Justice L.G. Umar adjourned the case to January 20th, 2021 for a ruling. And finally, the news updates this morning. Governor Willie Obiano has sacked his security aide, James Nwafo. Nwafo, who was a senior special advisor to the governor on security, was relieved of his duty following allegations by NSAS protesters in Awka on Thursday. They alleged that Nwafo violated people's rights during his reign as the commander of SARS in Anambra State. And that's the KUFM News Update on the hour. I am Charles Oporum saying thanks for listening and good morning.